Come on, baby. It's you and me. We were meant to be. Oh, come on in here. Oh,
turn the lights down, man. Get the lights off. Let's go. Yeah.
All right. Yes, we're on. They can see you. Good.
That was an outtake.
I got my friends with me.
Yes, we have guests on the I was gonna say show.
It's a show.
I'm professional.
Craziness.
Yeah.
My
Yes.
guy Cliff Jas,
Mr. Huxtable.
OC came, flew in from Kansas City by way of New Orleans with his lovely lady, Jazz.
There you go.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So, we had a talk, man, tonight.
Yeah.
Leeisha's still here. She ain't left yet.
Yeah.
You just ate full off that second day Thanksgiving meal.
Yeah.
So we ready to get into it, man. We talking about
Men and their double standards.
Double
It's not
standards.
just men though.
Double standards.
So I just learned that women don't have double standards from Jazz. So I guess it's just me and Cliff talking. Since women don't do that, apparently. So we had six kind of double standards that we wanted to talk about and discuss, man. And one of them was...
Why you look at me? I didn't do it. What's the list?
Oh, it's right there. It was
Time out. He's got to get the list.
Oh, it was the multiple partners. I think that was the first
Number one?
Yeah, it was a multiple
One.
partners.
Okay, so...
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
When men sleep with multiple partners, it's kind of celebrated. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You looked at as,
You that guy.
you the dude, man. But when a woman says that, we like, hold on, baby girl, what you been doing? What's going on in your life that you have to do that? You know what I mean? There's an issue.
Yeah.
So, is that wrong?
I ain't expect the wrong, but yeah.
Is
So
it wrong? Is it wrong to feel that way?
I want to hear the ladies' perspective first.
I don't know if I would say it's wrong. I think it's just up to the individuals. Okay, I'm gonna just speak for me. I don't necessarily care. And Cliff and I have had this conversation, obviously, in our relationship about multiple partners. Me, I don't necessarily care about what you did, who you did it with, why you did it. Mm-hmm. Whatever the method to the madness was, because we're together now. So the focus is you and I moving forward. So I don't really care about your body count. I'm not going to ask because
so you're not asking, no.
I'm not asking.
So you couldn't care. So if you ask and he say 84, you know what I mean?
I don't think the number still wouldn't matter to me. I'd probably be like, okay, we probably need to go get a test.
So we calling them dirty D. Calling them dirty D.
We probably need to go get a test, depending on when the last, recent, but I mean.
So is there a number that's too much?
First of all, I don't think a guy would stop talking to a female just because she said she's got those things. Now, if you're trying to make shorty wifey or something, then you might have some issues. You might look at her in a different light, be like, damn. Maybe put yourself in perspective. But I don't really think dudes will stop talking to the females if he finds out how many dudes she been with.
So let's take it in perspective. So if you have somebody who's 30, 40, 50, depending on... So let's say they talk to 2 or 3 guys a year since they've been 18. And
they 30, 40
yeah, you know what I'm saying? So numbers can get high. Mm-hmm. Now, granted, like for me as a man, prospectively, if like I heard she jumped off the whole football.
Because
team.
you said
That's-
talking to.
Yeah. Yeah.
So talking to the is
Yeah,
not,
I'm saying,
that don't
we
mean
talking about,
you did it.
we
That
talking about
mean you
number
got
though,
it.
the number.
We
Like,
talking
how
about
many people you
physical
slept with?
numbers.
Yeah.
That you slept with.
Yeah.
So talking to don't mean
Well,
you.
No.
Okay.
Say like
Yeah.
say like 2 or 3 people a year that she's because most of the time
That
you-
she's
you
back.
talk-
That
yeah,
she's got.
because when you start talking to somebody you think
A
it's
year?
serious.
2 to 3 a year?
No, 2. We're saying 2. Okay,
Sheesh.
You think it's a lot?
Yeah.
2
3 is a lot.
2 to 3
In a year?
No. But
Yes.
see how women. Well,
See,
how
you
I-
put numbers on it.
No, I'm saying, but see if you see how like, so let's say she meets somebody in March, and she's with him for 6 months.
Mm-hmm.
She break up with him. You know, a couple months went by. I'm living a single life. I'm doing me. Then she meets a guy.
There's 3 or 4 in that single
And
life?
if she messes with her any time in that
That's
year
a 2
frame,
or 3.
That's 2.
That's a 2 or 3.
Yeah. Right? Yeah.
I agree.
So
with
when you
those.
say 2
I
or
agree with those
3,
numbers.
for a woman, you got to multiply that by another 2 or 3 because they.
We're not going on
They lying.
no. We're not going on what's coming out their mouth. We're going off facts. We're saying if she messed with two or 3 people.
I agree. His
that year.
scenario makes sense.
If
to
she
me.
messed with 2 or 3 people, that
Yeah.
means she
No,
messed
because
with
I'm
no,
spending
but-
most of the time with
Yeah,
the
so
one.
let's say I'm saying
And then the other 2 was just to be like, randoms. Because
Yeah.
I needed to get over the one that I had all that time throughout the whole year.
I'm saying if it didn't have to be. I'm saying anybody. You know what I'm saying, man or woman. If you say, let's start at the age of 18. You know what I'm saying? Because some people lose it before, some people lose it. We'll start at 18.
Mm-hmm.
From 18 to 35. And you, by 2, you know what I'm saying, your number can get up there. You know what I'm saying? Like, ooh, you've been with this, them many people. But if you actually look at that year, okay, they slept with 2 people that year.
So we
It doesn't
average it now. We average
I'm saying it doesn't look bad though.
Yeah, she averaged 14. That's good.
I'm
She
saying
averaged 14 and 10.
Because numbers. Okay. So
I don't
if
care about no numbers. Numbers
Yeah,
don't do nothing.
You're
for
right.
me. I
You're
don't
right.
care
You're
about
right.
no
But
numbers,
some people ask.
there's just ways. There's different. So numbers, okay.
Yeah.
But then if you like, it was. I don't want to talk about numbers, but it was the offensive line. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Then that's something.
Yeah, that's something different.
That's
Yeah.
something different.
Because it's like you found out she slept with the whole football team.
Yeah,
Like you
that's
start
something
making
different.
thinking about wifey. That kind of as a man, for me, I can't speak for everybody, but for me, I'd be like, yo, that's a little too much for me. You know what I mean? Because
So if you found out his body counts was all strip club ratchets or something, does that change the
perspective, like, no, I can't do that.
dynamics?
Definitely a step up. Thank you.
I said, or
So
the
you're
same
feeling good
perspective.
about it.
Same perspective. You find out that back in the day in college, he jumped off the whole volleyball team. It was just Joe and the volleyball girls. Does that determine? I mean, of course, if y'all married now, but I'm talking about
Even before, no.
and not
What
even Joe
happened
video.
before is
before?
not. That's not me. If there's something that I need to be made aware of, then like she said,
Right.
we'll go ahead. We'll
Okay.
handle
But-
that. But
So what? Just in my experience, guys are the only ones that really care about numbers. Just in my experience.
I don't-
We gotta
I
sit
don't
and
know
think
I
about
don't care about
that.
numbers either.
I
It-
I
for
just
me-
wonder
for
why
me,
some men
Which is probably
really
petty. I
wanna
don't know. But for me,
what
it's
the
like
body count is.
who it was and the quality, like.
Quality.
Like, fam, like, this is what you was out here doing, like that kind of. If we grew up in the same hood or whatever, and we know who the past people are or
Yeah.
whatever, we have an idea. Like, word, this is what you chose to
Yeah,
commit
we
to?
gonna have
That's
some great
something.
months. We
That's
had a
something.
one or two corny months.
You question yourself, like, am I okay? Because you got with this dude. So you might
You in the
not.
same category. Same boat.
Right.
Yeah.
So
all right.
that's
So what is the consensus? Is it okay for the guys to be okay
I
with
think
it?
it's okay both ways. I mean, it's both ways, man. Like,
So it seems like
it
everybody's
shouldn't
numbers
be a double
before the
standard, not
person
the same
Yeah.
shit.
doesn't matter. Like
Nah,
They may
not at
determine-
It might have mattered.
See, no,
Not at
numbers-
this point. I don't know.
For me, like I don't care. Like I don't even want to know your number. But if you tell me a number, don't be like, oh, I slept with 4 people.
okay.
You know what I mean? Like,
But we talking because we're over 35.
yeah.
So when you was 20 and you asked the 19-year-old chick and she said 19,
Yeah.
that number don't work
Oh,
for every year. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So
you're right.
If we say
But
that
normally-
now, it's
yes,
not
it's
that-
cool.
okay.
You know what I
Right,
mean?
yeah,
But
you're right.
yeah, when you was 21,
You like,
it's like word.
yeah, because I think everybody's gonna be different as far as like your number, you know. But do you ask?
Yeah, the number thing is whack.
Yeah. So back to so the double standard. So the double standard is
Y'all the man, we the hoes. That's what the double
Yeah.
standard.
yeah. So like
Do we agree? I don't agree with the double
I don't
standard.
agree.
I don't
I don't
agree.
think it should be
I
a
don't
double
agree either.
standard.
But as a man, I will say that I do like think about stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Like as far as like, okay, you know what I'm saying? If she's like just me personally, I don't want to mess with anybody who's like easy to get. Like anybody can have her. You know what I mean? Like anybody. You know what I mean? That's what you don't want. Like you want to be like, you know what I'm saying? Like it's an exclusive club. Like so, you know what I mean? Like I don't agree with, you know, women are, you know, for lack of a better word, hoes if they are.
Whores.
You know what I mean?
Okay, so we beat the first one down.
Yeah,
Let's go
yeah.
the second one. So the guy has the guy friend situation on his phone, and he saw the situation on his phone. And then the girls, they do what they do, girl on girl activity. What is that okay? Is it different for girls to be with girls and guys to be
So
with guys?
we're talking about the double standard of if a guy has a gay experience, he's considered a gay guy. Like facts only nigga gay. You're not buying nothing, you gay. For female do it, it's okay, it's dope.
She had an
She's
experience.
bi,
Yeah,
she's
or she can
good,
still say
you
she's
know?
straight.
Yep. Whatever. So is that the double standard? I mean, that is the double standard.
Yeah, that is the double standard.
What is?
I agree. It just something about a man crossing that line is not
It don't.
interesting to me.
It's
It's not interesting to me because I'm gonna
Yeah.
just, in my opinion, I would love to be friends with you, but if you've crossed that line, I'm
What did Tank say?
not able to.
Yeah, was it Tank or Genuine?
No, it was Tank. I forgot what he said though.
So the insecure situation where on the show Insecure where Molly was messing with the dude who got his he got some brains in college.
Skullduggery.
You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
and that's all she could think about.
Yeah.
And she couldn't mess with him no more. That's kind
It's
of the
something-
feeling you
yeah.
think about.
Like if you enjoy that, like I just don't understand why you would be with me. So
Yeah.
Okay, no, he didn't. He did. It happened,
Mhm.
and he was like, "All right, that happened. Let me go back. I'm not with it."
Yeah.
But you still think about it.
I have a hard
But you
time
still
getting past
thinking
it.
about
I probably would. We probably try maybe to go past that, but I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like once you said it, you can't take that back. You can't take that.
I
Thought
think we
your guy
had
was
that
gay?
conversation.
Yeah, we did.
And
We
I
did.
was like, that would probably change.
Be a no deal or no deal.
But it's cool if you had the experience.
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
But you got to think though, like you're in a locker room, and as a man, you know what I mean, like because we if you play sports, you know that, you know what I mean, you shower. If you're military, you shower with other dudes. But normally there don't really be no conversation. Like dudes, you shower, you get dressed, and then that's when all the conversation happens.
Right.
Women, y'all can have all. Oh, I like them.
Yeah.
I like those panties.
It's a little
Oh,
bit easier.
I wish my boobs sit up like that. Like if a dude says something like that to me, and like I can't find him right
Your
then
ball
and there.
hang too far to the left.
They
You
like,
know?
I wish I was something like that, brother. You know what I mean? Like we can't tussle right there, but afterwards, like
Yeah.
no, that's not. I can't.
No.
So I mean,
I feel like that is uncomfortable for a lot of on the male side. I feel like that is uncomfortable.
yeah, like
It's-
so.
I don't know.
To me, if a man crosses that line, then you're just
So why is it different, man?
Different?
Why is that what?
Society made
That's
it
what we've been
Yeah,
taught. But
society.
now we're in a society where feminization is glorified.
Yeah.
So
It is.
it may not be. It's probably not like that anymore. It's
yeah.
you know. Niggas in the locker room now is probably like, yo, man, your balls is looking ill. I don't know.
Smooth as eggs.
You're right. Smooth as eggs, baby.
Oh
No,
my
no,
god.
But that's probably what's going on now. You know,
I think it's more
it's probably
like
okay.
understood.
Yeah.
Like you be like, nigga, you don't wait for me. You don't say anything or try to beat them down. But it's like, okay, dude, let them know for real. I ain't with that. I ain't with that. You can do what you do, but I ain't with that. So I think we all agree that it's a double standard for the men and the women.
Yeah.
And that it's probably not fair.
I don't think it's fair.
It's not fair. It's not fair.
I
think that it's fair. It's not. Well, it's not fair, but it's fair because if a guy comes to you and says that this is different if you find out later. Oh, I had a gay. This dude. Made me do this, or if I did this and I liked it and I did it again. If it's multiple times, I feel like that's not acceptable. Yeah. If it happened one time, from my dude. This is my dude.
Are you telling him about your experiences out the gate? Like,
no,
why does he need to tell you?
No,
I'm
saying
so say you dating a dude and y'all rocking for a year, and then y'all started talking about being engaged or talking about marriage, and he says, in college, like, I messaged this dude for a month, but, but I mean,
But now I'm good.
I didn't like it. So what if you say I was experienced? What if he said I was drunk? You had some alcohol.
Was he drunk for a whole month?
No. We changing the whole scenario. Let's say he had an experience. So he said I was drunk. This dude kissed me, and we ended up messing around, and that was the only time. But I was college and I was drunk.
Nope.
None.
No, drunk is when you really are who you are and you say what you say. So,
I mean, but what if it's never happened?
I think it just depends. If this is a guy who likes it, then that's fine. That's a different conversation.
Who likes it?
Like if he's bi, because there are bi men. So if
he ain't dating no bi man.
Yeah. I'm saying, okay, for me, no, but for other people, as long as he acknowledges that beforehand, then it can't be it can. It can be a.
I mean, so what if he's saying, I don't like men, but I had this experience in college?
Why did you feel like you needed to tell me?
I'm saying, but
why do you feel like you needed to tell me that? If that's a one-time thing that happened, I don't think people would say that. I don't think so.
Yeah, I think everybody gonna say that.
Yeah, I mean, this is a surprise.
No, he took it.
Yeah,
I took one.
I seen a show on Netflix, and it was a black dude. And matter of fact, what was it? Love at First Sight. I don't know if anybody's ever seen that. So the dude basically, they was vibing, and like you actually have to make a connection and basically propose before you see this person. So everything's like conversation.
And he vibed with a dude?
No. He was vibing with a girl, but he told the girl that, he has messed with men in the past. And he didn't go to an extent.
That's plural.
Yeah. Or he's dated a man before. He's dated a man before.
Dated is a bad word
different.
too.
Yeah.
I think that's a key word too. And it was just one time. Yeah.
So, when he told her, like, she had to like take a moment and like really think things out, and like.
I mean, it's your personal preference.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If that's what it is.
But to me, I'm an honest person. So, I mean, if I feel like it's something that you need to know, I'll tell you. Just like even if it's, so let's say that I'm going to be out and I'm going to be around somebody that I've had a history with. I'm going to let that person know, like, hey, this is what's going on. Like, I think people should know, like, you should know what you're getting into. Mm-hmm. And so, to me, like, I don't think men care. I think a woman would care saying, I've been with a man before. A man would probably be like, oh, okay. You know what I mean? He'll blow it off and keep pushing. But I think, and this is from, like friends and family, that's like a deal breaker for them. Like you mess with a man, after that, I can't do nothing with you. So I feel like that is something that they should tell. Mm-hmm. Because to me that's major. Because let's say you find out from, y'all married and you leave the Facebook and the dude you messed with long ago, he asks like, I miss you, blah blah, whatever. You see that and like, what is this?
You're gonna be like, yo, I remember with that mouth. It's foul, man. So the gay
Yeah,
experience is that it is a double standard, definitely. But with some are saying it's a warranted double standard, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, for women, for the most part, it's warranted. For men, we don't give a shit.
Yeah.
It's whatever.
All right.
Alright, so dating a broke or struggling man or woman. Double standard. Can we do it? Can you do it?
Of course, I've done it. I've done it.
But how was it looked at? Was you talking about them, like telling your peoples, like, yo, this
No, it was so, and I'll take you back to an ex of mine who Terrence. In fact,
Bust his name out?
He ain't gonna see it. And it's a whole lot of Terrences in the world anyway. So
we ain't Facebook friends.
we are Facebook friends, but he'll be alright.
Yeah.
So he wasn't broke, but he was in transition. Because he wasn't active duty. He was a civilian in the military, and of course I was active duty. And he was, a lot of people don't know that sometimes in the Army, soldiers will come on and do what they call ADOS orders, which is like temporary active duty orders, maybe for 60 days, a year. Some will be 180, 79. So either way, once those benefits ran out, I think he was working in like a shoe store or something. Wasn't really making any money or whatever. And it just so happened that when him and I started dating, the townhouse he was renting, he had to move out of it because the owner wasn't paying the rent. So it was a matter of, okay, this is the guy that I'm dating. So he was presented with the option that, okay, you got to move out of your place and you either moving back to Fort Worth, Dallas with your mother, or you can move in with your lady. And I was like, but this is just me though. This is not all women. I was like, look, I understand the struggle because I've been broke myself. So I was like, look, no grown man really wants to move back in with their mother. So I was like, you can come live with me, free of charge. You don't have to pay no bills. Like everything was pretty much provided. I was just like, look, because I understand what it's like to be in transition and trying to get on your feet. So I was like, look, you can come stay with me. You got a key to the crib, yada yada yada. It is what it is. And then eventually, sometimes women, I think we can be helpmates for our men.
Oh,
so
definitely.
In that short transition period, he actually went AGR, actually put in an application, went for AGR. That meant the benefits, the free medical, the free dental, helped him find a place. He got a new car. So sometimes men just need that helpmate to kind of be there to just.
But is it okay? Like, it's okay for you, but
Right.
we're talking about once moms find out, or sister or your homies find out, or is he that whack dude?
I can never say he was whack.
Because if you tell your moms that you're paying for everything and he got a free ride, it's gonna be.
Well, see, I didn't even disclose that because at the end of the day, I'm grown.
I know, but
so I think if I would have disclosed that, of course, somebody gonna be talking noise because they gonna be like,
So the perspective is, so let's say that y'all out, with your friends or family, and it's time to pay. The bill comes up, and they slide the bill. Like, are you taking the bill? Because like most times, your family,
we do that and we married.
I know,
so nobody should have a problem.
But I'm
with
saying,
that.
but people tend to look at things like that, and it may not be any of their business, but especially your friends and your family, and
they'll start
looking.
I'm taking the bill.
And now imagine it, like, we're not talking about just one time, because you go out multiple times, you hang up with your friends, and they see every time the bill comes and you get the bill. People start asking them,
I think it's okay for me, knowing that you're planning on going higher. Like, if you are content with being the fry guy, sorry, not doing it.
Right.
If you got aspirations, or I'm thinking of, I want to move to frontline, and then I want to do, whatever, ownership. That I don't have a problem with.
Yeah.
Everybody's got to start somewhere.
Yeah.
But if you content with where you are,
yeah, and that's what I'm saying. I think it's just a deal breaker once you continue being broke.
yeah. So I think we would okay it up until a certain point, and we'd have that conversation with you with like, okay, where you going with this?
Right. So is that okay for me if you saying I want to stay right. I want to be a secretary. I want to be right here. I ain't got no ambitions of moving up or nothing. I'm the man. Am I supposed to understand that? Or am I supposed to be like...
Well, secretaries make more than fry guys, so...
I'm saying that, 24,012. It's still under the poverty line.
Yeah.
So is it okay? Like, we supposed to understand that? We supposed to be cool with that?
If that's your ambition, then yes. I don't feel like you should lower your standards or lower your, I want to be with somebody that wants to continuously progress.
Yeah.
To stay with somebody that's like, I'm okay with where I am. Okay, well, if what you're doing is not providing for this family or providing for the future I would like to have, then you're more than willing to part ways. I don't think it's a problem.
I don't see that being the case out here in this world.
So I'm gonna tell you from my perspective.
It's the broke guy playing a PlayStation all day for me.
Right.
And we talked about that in our gender roles.
Yeah.
If you're sitting at home laid up all day and you ain't doing nothing, there's a problem.
Right.
Yeah.
But it's not a problem if the female doing it.
First of all, we're not just sitting at home doing nothing.
No.
Wait. So y'all are saying the double standard is that women are allowed?
Definitely.
Yeah. Okay. So
They
it's
are
okay.
allowed.
So no.
It's
So
okay.
this is what the double standard for me in this category is. It's like if a man meets a girl, he meets a woman, and let's say that he got his stuff together. He has a career, he has a house, he has a car, and he's good. You know what I'm saying? He can go on vacation if he wants to. And let's say that she works for a call center and she lives paycheck to paycheck. You know what I'm saying? She may have $100 in her account until she gets paid again. To me, a dude will be, because he finds her attractive, he'd be more acceptable to dating her and trying to say, okay, I like her personality's cool, and he's not really worried about her finances. Are you stable? I think women look more for is this guy stable? Can he... Now, I don't think he has to be rich, but they want to say, okay, I don't want to have to take care of him. I want to be okay. You know what I'm saying? I'm looking for a guy who's, stable. And I think women look more for that, and men look for more of, almost like a trophy. Like, oh, she looks good,
She at home chilling.
So that's what makes it okay for a female to be home when it's
but
it's okay, but it's looked at as okay amongst other females too.
Yeah, you know what I mean.
So,
as what we used to call in Kansas City, chief chasers. Like a lot of girls, would be living with their parents and be trying to date, this dude who's making millions playing football, whatever.
But you have to understand, that's our society. The norm was the woman stayed at home, the men went to work. Yeah. So they took care of the children and housework and all of that other stuff up until when 80s, 90s or whatever, when the woman started going outside the home. So I think it's probably more accepted because that was what we were supposed to do back then.
So before you guys have actually, you married, we're in a relationship now, have you guys had a guy that held you to a certain standard as far as what you did in life?
No.
Now, Joe, as a man, have you dated or talked to a woman that was like, okay, I don't want to talk to you because you're not making X, Y, Z? Like, as me as a man, like I've had a great jobs where I make a lot of money, and I've been in transition where it's like I switched lanes. It was like, okay, I'm gonna work for myself, and I wasn't making the money I was when I was working a 9 to 5. Mm-hmm. And even that time, like, I really wasn't trying to date, but sometimes universe, you just meet people. And so in that transitional stage, I felt like, and it's a funny. So I was talking to this girl, and I told her I was working on my credit. Not saying I had bad credit, I said I was working on my credit.
Mm-hmm.
Gone after that. Done. And my credit wasn't bad. Like I was close to 700.
Mm-hmm.
But I was working on my credit because I wanted to be 700.
Mm-hmm.
But I guess, you know, when you hear I'm working on my credit, something in that statement.
But not only is that how it used to be, though, that's taught by older women.
Yeah.
That's taught by grandmothers who are
Yeah.
now, they taught their daughters, yo, you need to get somebody with something.
Yeah.
You can't have
what
no
can you do for
woman.
you?
Yeah.
But you're right, though.
That's the thing,
Because
too.
again, that's what
Yeah,
society
that's
was.
all.
The men took care of the women. The
Yeah.
women didn't have trades. I mean, my grandma didn't even have a driver's license. She never had a job. So she taught that to my mother. Make sure you get somebody that's got more than you got so they can take care of the household. And she told me that. Get somebody that got more than you got.
And we have to realize that times change.
Yeah.
We should,
Because
right.
milk is not
We should.
25 cents a
Yeah.
gallon.
We should. Right.
But I agree that you should definitely like be with somebody that is going to be helpful to you. You know what I mean? Because
In any
you know, yeah, you don't want to like. I don't want to take care of somebody my whole life. You know what I mean? You know.
But
I
in
guess if you,
actuality, you are.
yeah,
Keeping it a buck. You don't want to have to do it, but you are.
yeah. I mean,
you
but
married, you are.
yeah. But I'm saying like a child. You know, like have to pay for everything. You know, I'm paying rent. I'm paying for the food. I'm paying for you know the clothes on your back, and if you're making millions of dollars, I get it. You know what I mean? You can afford to do it. But, you know, most people aren't. Well, most people are making 50, 60, 70, 80,000, you know, maybe six figures a year. And if you're adding a whole other person to that equation, you know what I'm saying, you're cutting really what you're making in half. So, I mean, can you really afford it?
So can we agree that it's a double standard and
Oh, it's definitely a double standard.
not fair?
Yeah, I would definitely say.
Definitely double standard and definitely not fair.
I've felt judged before,
Yeah,
you know.
yeah. We are. All right, so moving on to men showing emotions. Is that okay? Or is it not okay? Because the women are the emotional creatures, so y'all can't.
You come, you know what I mean? You come outside one morning and your man is outside and crying at the sunset because the sunset just looks so beautiful. That's cool.
Oh my gosh.
That's cool. There you go. That's cool.
Oh my gosh.
But it happens like every week. It happens more often than not. A flower's blooming. He like, yo, man.
That's God's creation. We can all be blessed.
He
and
just crying all the time.
Just filled
man.
with the Spirit because of God's creation.
He just crying on his shoulders. Like, you good with that?
You good?
You good money with it?
I
You
don't.
good with
I've
something?
had that conversation before.
There could be worse things going on.
Yes.
than-
Cool.
That's
Okay.
you're in touch with your feelings.
Okay.
I don't know. Like,
So you
to
cool
me,
with that?
I told Cliff that's not a bad thing. Don't run
Yeah.
from it.
don't run from it. I mean, I'm not saying you don't have emotions, but
Not saying that,
too
but
showing
over
emotion.
yeah, don't be emotional.
So if you
Okay.
see a commercial about toilet paper and you crying,
Mhm.
like
Oh.
that's overly emotional.
So I do agree that men can be overly emotional
Mhm.
because that is one reason why I checked out of a relationship
Mhm.
because it can be emotionally draining.
Fact,
So,
yes, definitely.
I think there has to be a healthy balance.
With everybody
I don't think that there's
yeah.
anything wrong with being emotional.
Yeah.
It's-
But if a man, if we're in a relationship and a man says, yo, excuse me, I need to take a break. You know what I mean? I'm feeling bogged down. I'm feeling like, you know, I'm not myself lately. I don't feel pretty.
I'm gonna hit you
I
with
need
the
to take a
comment.
break. See, but okay, but you can say that.
Again, like,
A woman can say that and it's all good.
I'm more
It's
like,
all good.
hey, what happened? What can I
like,
do to help you? Like, why are you in this state right now?
But if y'all come to us with it, we supposed to just be like, yo, we gotta let you go. It's
Yeah.
all good. We can't even.
we gotta rub you on the
I didn't
back.
make the rule.
I don't think it's just me.
I mean, I have emotions, yeah, but I don't think I'm emotional. Most of the
You
time,
had
your
your
emotions
moments.
affect my emotions.
Yeah,
Because
That's
Like,
that's a lot of people actually.
I'm in tune with people. Like,
Yeah.
I'm, you know what I mean? So, whenever you're in a mood, whether it be work, you know, family, whatever, I can feel that emotion.
Tell that immediately.
Yeah, and that's why I be like, yo, you okay? You know what I mean? And me, like, I always think that it's like my job to make people feel better. you know, to laugh, whatever. So no, you need a hug, whatever. You know, she don't like that. She hate that. You need a hug. you know.
Because I feel like sometimes it's almost like antagonistic. Like, you don't
Yeah. But see, like, you know, growing up, I had a temper growing up. So the emotion I most like connect with is like anger. You know what I mean? And like I'm a loyal person. So like my emotions is tied to loyalty. So if it's somebody that I'm loyal with, or like if I'm rocking with you, if I expect the same thing that you give, you know what I'm saying, that I give you, I expect that same thing. And so when I don't get that, then I can show
That's another thing that had to be learned, because unfortunately you can't you can expect it, but people not the same as you, man. People not gonna get back what you think you should get back or what you give. It's just not what it is. If you do get that though, that's rare and that's dope. That's good.
But that's where like, you know, my emotion comes from.
That's where the emotion
my emotion comes from.
Same with me.
It's like family, you know what I mean? You know, or if I rock with you, I rock with you. And so if it's somebody that you know I don't rock with, I expect, you know what I'm saying? So if you like, you know, talking to somebody you know I don't rock with, then you're gonna get some emotion out of me. You know, but I'm not gonna be crying at the sunset. So I don't think that's just not
for what? What are we doing now?
You know what I mean?
See, that's so, but mind comes in. The beautifulness
but you
how this is created is beyond your mind.
But you also gotta think like that's how most men were raised. From, you know what I'm saying, little kids, like we fall and bump our knees.
Get up, boy!
Get up, you good?
Get your ass up, man.
You know what I'm saying, man up.
You crying?
You know what I'm saying, that thing.
You crying?
Man up. You know what I'm saying, that's what I used to tell my nephew all the time.
Man.
Yeah, you know. But even, you know, as parents, like if your little girl falls, it's different from when your boy falls.
No, it ain't. I tell her to get up.
I mean, you may do it, but
so with that, are men being treated differently? Are men being treated
fragilely?
No, not even fragilely, because we don't show emotion. So because we don't show emotion and you think we may be emotionless, that was an issue in our relationship for a minute. Think I don't have no heart because I don't show a certain emotion.
I get that. Like
so then are you treated differently? Do you not get the does the woman not pay attention to his feelings anymore because she think he's not he don't have no emotions? Or
it could be eventually it disconnect. I mean,
and that's not right, because the person has feelings. You know what I mean? You just don't show it the way you think.
Because like for the longest, I used to hear like your nonchalant attitude. I don't like that. And so I hear it all the time. But to me, it's just like things
don't warrant
that
big of a.
But I've noticed like the older I've gotten, the more angry I get with certain things. Because before, like we would go through argument and I talk normal, and people hate that. Like they want me to escalate and argue with you, and I'd be like, "I'm sorry you feel like that," and they'd be like, "I hate your little nonchalant attitude." You know, but now older I've gotten,
y'all be going back. Y'all be going at it, huh? Y'all be going back and forth.
We good most of the time. We've had our little angry moments. When things going on, whatever. But I mean, I think this life and this relationships, and as long as you're able to talk things out, things is good. And sometimes you gotta let out. You gotta. Sometimes you gotta. Some people gotta release.
Sit and have a cry. You gotta sit and have a cry.
I'm the crier.
And listen, I think y'all are taking it to the extreme. This could be like a moment of your mother passing, and you cry, like you actually release something from that. Those are the type of moments that we're talking about, like the moments where you're supposed to, but you don't. So yes, crying at sunsets makes you look a little softer than others.
So you're
I'm saying if you show any type of emotion of I'm hurting.
You talking about females want to see that you show emotion when you're supposed to show emotion.
Yes.
So you're saying niggas is running around here not crying when their moms die? Who's doing that? You're
there's a
bugging.
lot of people.
No,
Well,
niggas, the hardest niggas.
I've
is crying
seen
when
you
they
cry
die.
maybe 3 times in the 11 or 12 years we've been together.
And those were 3 when people died.
No, not all
Correct?
of them.
Who?
No,
What
no,
do you
there was
mean?
more times. I'm saying there's more times, but there was no. Either you chose to hide that emotion,
I think I heard.
No way.
you hide that emotion,
Maybe.
or
I
you
think I heard it in the voice. I don't think I've ever
Not seen it?
him.
yeah. So you
No,
do
you
it
s-
on your own. You do it separately
Yeah.
because you were taught, man up.
No,
don't
but
cry
you
in
see
front
me
of nobody.
cry on John Q on the movies we was talking about.
You got me.
Yep.
Cute. I was,
Pursuit of Happiness.
I was like,
The
I was
other
just
joint.
Those are the extras. Those are the bonuses.
Yeah.
That's good.
I'm not
That's
crying
good.
like Bambi died.
Yeah.
Like your dude, if Bambi died, Bambi
Nah,
died.
fake people. I don't care if fake people die.
Hey, people process death.
Yeah, but with John Q, what got me because it was a true story. You know.
It was his son.
And it's suffering that like
Yes.
it was a
Yeah.
son and you watching this person
And you did what you were supposed to do. Like he
Yeah.
said that about his insurance. So
Yeah.
anyway, whole other video.
That,
but-
right. Okay, so
yeah. So the last one we had. Oh, did we all agree
get physical.
on the?
This is the last one.
Ow!
Get physical.
Yeah.
Is it okay to get alright, so when a female go wild and punch him, bang, knock him out, hit him in his eye, blah blah blah, that's okay. Right? But if I turn around
I believe
And
they
stroke.
deserve to get what they
I-
get
I'm
because
just saying.
if you were going to step to a man like you a man, knowing full good God well he didn't make you like that, you crazy and you deserve what you
Yeah.
get. So
And I have taught my son it's some crazy women
There-
out there, so that's not the first resort. But
Mhm.
if you've exhausted every other possibility, then say, bro, you do
And
what
I
you
tell
gotta
I tell my daughters, I've told Asia this, but not Sydney yet. But don't try to fight no dude, man. I don't
Yeah.
care. You know what I mean? If you need to try to get out of something, then okay.
Right,
You know what I mean? But don't try to fight no dude, man. 'cause
definitely, unless they coming at you,
Yeah.
don't start nothing.
you
Don't
gonna
start
get-
nothing. That to me
it's
don't make
not
no
gonna
kind
be
of
a good
sense.
look, and then
No,
people gotta
don't.
die.
Yeah.
You know?
So, but how does society look at it though? Let's say that they get in an argument and she.
Oh,
hauls
definitely.
off.
There's nothing.
And
There's
she
no
hits him in the
reason a
face.
man should hit a woman ever.
Yeah. But I'm saying, but
Ever.
as a woman, like they're arguing, she just hauls off and hits him in the face.
Mhm.
Well,
You know,
then-
That's happened.
Yeah.
And he's supposed to take.
Yeah,
he's supposed to take.
that.
He's supposed to eat that
If
and
it's
walk away.
if it's
He's
one,
supposed to eat
Yeah.
that and
take
walk
that
away.
L and walk away.
Yeah,
If
yeah.
it's multiple, if like she's
Yeah.
trying to wail on him, you have a right to defend
But
yourself.
why? But why do I have to take the L and walk away?
I don't even think he should take the one. Cause
Yeah,
I
why should I have to do that? You hit me. You attacked me. Sweetie. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think there's also the point of there's other things you can do
No, I
before
seen,
you
I
get.
seen some videos with some girls she done gave the dude some pieces and he got like knocked out, embarrassed in front of everybody. And to me, when a guy gets embarrassed, that's when he actually like steps out. Because not every guy. Because some men are just they just hit women because they don't care. But I think like some guys who do care and they're in public, they're in a club, and the girl catches them, bam, and everybody looking, and his pride is,
Hurt.
yeah. So he do something back to her.
I wrote standards. Nobody gonna correct my spelling, man.
Nah, I
I
didn't
see
see
what
what
you
you
I wrote
said.
double standards.
You know,
Oh
we
man.
knew what it meant.
Yeah. But I think that society says it's not as bad when a woman, because like even like it's getting better. But let's say 5-10 years ago, a guy he can't call the cops on his girl saying she put her hands on me. Because most of the time you think is she going to jail? Nah. If a dude ain't even got to put his hands on her. She have no marks or nothing. He hit me. He going to jail that night.
And he might get beat up.
Yeah, it's but that definitely has been, a double standard for it.
It's definitely foul.
Yeah. So, because in that regard, women have a lot of power. It can send a guy to jail like that. You know what I mean?
I think women have to be taught young
Yeah.
to not do that with no
Yeah,
dude,
correct.
man.
Yeah,
Just
correct.
don't do it because it's going to be ugly. But I have seen where there's men or boys beating up
Oh,
girls
yeah.
like it's
like they squaring up. Like
So
this.
there's and like there's other things you can do if she is hitting you, holding her wall pin,
shake the shit
out of her. I mean, there's other things you can do besides hitting her like she's a grown man.
Yeah.
That's where it comes I think where it just tips the scale.
I think probably the only time I'm hitting a woman like she's a man is if she's doing something harmful to my kid. You know what I mean? I'm probably going.
Yeah.
Like
I used to say the same thing with my mom. Like if it was somebody getting my mom the business, I might sneak her like, all right, mom, get your thing and do, but
yeah, I'm not, other than that, I think I can handle, a girl coming at me or whatever.
Oh yeah.
Handle yourself.
Because men are naturally stronger than women, and you don't have to take that precaution.
So I think when it goes to that extreme and you're actually punching them
What if she's 6'3",
But if she's,
280?
if she's back and forth with you, that's crazy.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
What if she a heavyweight?
Yeah.
Man?
So by no means do we condone domestic violence. Nothing like that. We do not suggest you hit anybody. Talk that shit out first. Because we do know people that are survivors of domestic violence, and we know that is a very serious topic. So if you are experiencing something like that, please get help and please talk to somebody about it.
Mm-hmm.
So
is that a deal breaker in a relationship?
Hitting, yeah.
Oh yeah, you beat.
I mean, it's a difference between hitting because most of them girls hit like stop you and they hit you in the shoulder. That's cool.
Love tag.
But
Yeah, we ain't talking about that. We ain't talking about that. Nothing love.
Full out swinging on me with your fist ball, that can't
Hey
do that.
man, sometimes lessons need to be taught.
No,
man.
no.
You know what I mean?
Stop
Sometimes
it.
you gotta get like that, man.
Stop it.
I'm just playing.
All right, so those were the 5 or 6 that we came up with. Obviously, there's probably tons more out there.
Yeah.
But we just wanted to sit and have a little discussion, square table discussion about that.
We're gonna start it different. That's what we say.
What's the end?
Alright, yo, yeah, man. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks.
Why?